I'm Lin.
And I'm Leo. Welcome back to our channel and 30 Days of Yoga.
Yes, and it's day 27, so if you've been following us through these sequences, then get on your mat. If you're new to practice, then just have a little look at the video and follow us.
Okay.
So we're going to start in Adho Mukha Virasana. A lot of you will be familiar with this warming up process now, but always remember that when you go into these poses, you need to have that deeper awareness. So we're coming into Adho Mukha Virasana, extending the abdomen towards the spine in this pose and extending those buttocks back. So this is a really strong grounded action at the back of the legs, extending the backs of those thighs and reaching the buttock bones towards the heels. Now, if the buttock bones are not reaching the heels yet, you can always place a cushion or folded blanket between the heel and the buttock. This will give you a direction of where to extend to. The front body, we're preparing for our Adho Mukha Svanasana, and because of that, we have to see that the arms are absolutely straight and strong, those elbows are locked, and you're pressing firmly down with your palms. So we're coming up into Adho Mukha Svanasana now, so just look forward, come up onto all fours. You can see Leo here is tucking her toes under, lifting the abdomen so that the spine gets a good length and, of course, the support required for the inversions. Tuck your toes under and lifting up. So now we're lifting the weight up. So those of you who've been with us for most of this time, for the 30-day Get Up and Go series, then you'll realize that this is, a familiar preparation in our practice. Just be quiet in these first few poses, just try to still the mind and completely be absorbed by the breath and the attention to your posture work. So being aware of the base of the pose, pressing firmly down with those palms and reaching up through the arms, all the way through the spine, all the way up towards the buttocks. And once you get that really nice freedom in the spine, push the thigh bones back strongly. Lock the kneecaps, thighs, everything extending. We're coming for Uttanasana now. So taking the feet towards the hands. We're just going to be in this pose for a few moments before we go back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. So jump in those legs. You saw that Leo was jumping, but of course if you have a problem with that, then step the legs. So I'm just going to bring Leo's t-shirt a little bit further down here so that she's extending strongly through the spine, and just see that you lift up through the legs. Look forward because we're going to come back into Adho Mukha Svanasana now. So flatten your palms, bend your knees and jump, or step the legs back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Extending back, pushing those heels back strongly and being in this position now. Keep those legs absolutely straight because we're coming for the back bending action. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, so bring the body forward, keeping those back legs really nice and straight and strong. Now the back of the pelvis, you've got to reach the back of the spine towards the back of the legs so the front body opens nicely. See that you weight down into the palms, into the wrists, and lift up through the upper arms, broadening across those collarbones. So there's a lot of information to take in there. Coming back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, dog head down. Good. Extending those buttocks back nicely, pushing back strongly. Look forward. And now coming for your Uttanasana, we'll be in it for a little bit longer this time. So bend your knees, either step or jump those legs. So this action is quite a deep fold for beginners and complete beginners. And I know we've been practicing this on a regular basis over the last few weeks. But these poses are very important to unfold some of that tight tension within the body. So firstly, we have to look at where our hands come to, because if they don't reach the floor, we need to take them up slightly onto either the shins, or if you've got a couple of, or the thighs, or if you've got a couple of yoga bricks, then put your hands onto the bricks. You can see Leo's demonstrating some invisible bricks there. So being in that position, and see that this area becomes really directed, these shoulder blades towards the back waist. There's a nice broadness across those back shoulder muscles, and lift the abdomen. If you're able to go a little bit further, keep those legs really upright, pulling up, soft tissue fibre up, kneecaps up towards the pelvis, and then take your hands back. But see that you try not to lose that awareness in your spine when you're in this position. Keep the backs of the leg fibres working so strongly. Very active action. Such an active action. Take a nice deep breath in. Come in to the halfway stage where you walk those hands underneath those shoulders. Put your hands onto your pelvis if you're able to come up in this way, and lift up. Use the hinging action to come up. And just stand in a good Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back and down. Take the weight right back into your heels so that it gives that attention to the lift of the thigh. And just take a few deeper, longer inhalations. Soft breath, soft inhalation, soft exhalation. Our next pose we come for is Prasarita padottanasana. So Leo's going to come into the centre of the mat, but already preparing for that action, either jump or step the legs apart. They've got to be wide for this action. Good. Now, a good way to line up those back heels is to place the back of the heel onto the back edge of the mat. This really gives a good action. Good. This gives you a good measurement of keeping those feet in line and not one in front of the other. Extending the arms. So it's a really good way to get that nice opening in your chest, and from this really good extension, lift the upper chest. Place your hands onto your hips, look up, reach up, and take a breath in and extend forward into your Prasarita padottanasana. Come halfway. Make sure that you're lifting and supporting the spine from that lower abdominal action, keeping the attention into the soles of the feet, outer foot bone, inner ankle lifting, and then placing the hands down underneath the shoulders. Now you can see here there's a good length, exactly how we're working in your Uttanasana. The length of the spine is key. Try and keep that length, resist with your thighs moving back, and see if you can keep your arms absolutely straight and strong as you place the fingers between the feet. So this might not come today, this might be something that you practice over a period of time. You can see here. Now this is very important. As soon as you start bending those elbows and trying to get your head down to the floor, what happens is the back starts to round in the wrong direction. See that action? So this is very important. If it's too low for you and you're putting your hands onto a couple of yoga bricks, that's absolutely fine. But keep this action, keep this extension through the front body, and then see, are you able to bend those elbows? Yes. So this is quite a challenging action in the very beginning. We're not expecting you to be practicing with this degree of fluidness, but just see that you work towards it being a straight arm action, and just see what happens when you take those hands a little bit further back. May not even be between those feet, so don't worry about that. To come out of the action, you have to see that you straighten your arms again and look forward. Yeah, look forward. Keep that lift through the center of the body. And then you can take the hands a little bit further forward, walk them underneath the shoulders. Keep the attention of the inner thighs moving to the outer thighs, inner ankles to outer ankles. Keep that support of the leg, the knees pulling up as you take a breath in and come up. Good. So that's quite strong. Now coming up can be quite challenging in this position, and you may need to pivot the feet in at this stage. This is more likely, a lot of people, a lot of our students practice in this way to start with, and then coming up. And just stand in your Tadasana. Come back to Tadasana, just take a few deeper, longer inhalations. Take the weight back into your heels, roll your shoulders back and down. Keep that nice action of lift throughout the body. All the way from those inner ankles, through the center of the body and up towards your chest. And as you broaden and open across that upper chest, take a few deeper, longer inhalations and exhalations. Now it's really nice to get that deep awareness of the breath deeper within the body. Okay, so we're going to come for Upavistha konasana. So we're coming down, so sit on your mat. Now Leo's got a blanket here, you can see it's a folded blanket, and she's just going to sit on this edge here. And this will just lift the tailbone up so that it helps with the leg action. So often, we take the legs up to the outer edges. So often with this pose, we find in the centre that students will come in, I have to move into the centre. Students come into this action and they overwork in it if there's not enough support of the spine. So the inner thighs can feel quite well extended. So if you find that, then it may be that you just gradually take the legs out as the pose becomes a little less strained in the inner thighs. So as you are sitting in Upavistha konasana, one of the main things is that seated position. We're not coming forward in this pose today, but you have to extend all the way through the leg to the centre of the heel bone. See that the soles of the feet are nice and open, and lift through the front body and roll those shoulders back and down. Good. And just sit in this pose, grounding and moving those thigh bones down towards the floor. You'll find once you get a deeper action with this grounded work with the thigh bone moving towards the floor, the back of the thigh will start to iron out and lengthen. It takes a bit of time, especially if the muscle fibre is very, very strong and tight.
Yeah, and you will find we've got a tutorial on this, haven't we?
Yes, we have on Upavistha konasana. So there's different ways of coming into Upavistha konasana. If you're not quite sure, then do refer to one of our previous videos. So we're going to turn to the left side now. No, it's not. It's your right. It's Leo's left. Okay. So you can see here already, Leo's turning towards the right leg and lifting up. Yeah, because with any movement you need to create that space. Lifting through the front body, getting that turning action. Extending your right arm up. Sorry, your left arm, that would be. Extending your front arm up, extending through to the fingers and getting this rotation turn. But with this action, you've got to round down with these thighs so strongly. Now, taking that left hand to the outer side of your right thigh. That's it. And now pull on the thigh and lift up a little more. Roll your shoulders back and down and keep that action. Roll that back shoulder back. But ultimately, we have to be thinking about the stability, the base, the action of the legs, the extension of the legs, the moving down of the thighs, all so important. And then taking a breath in and release it. Good. So we come to the other side, so you have to straighten yourself up a little bit, and then turning to your left. So keeping that turning action, keeping the chest really nicely lifted, extending throughout the legs, lifting up. And then raising that right arm up, remembering getting that rotation. You have to think of those ribs as rings, and eventually the rings start to spin a little bit more. So going extending up and taking the hand to the outer left thigh and using that as a fulcrum to then re-establish that lift and openness within the front body. Roll that back shoulder back. Lift up nicely. Just let the facial features soften. Sometimes when we're trying to achieve a pose, then we sort of grip up a little bit in the face. So just let the facial features soften and become more aware of your inhalation and exhalation. And also being aware that those thigh bones still need to ground down. Okay, and now release it. Bringing the legs towards one another. Good. And sitting Dandasana. So coming back to Dandasana and rolling your shoulders back and down. Ground those thighs down, lift through the front body, and just take a couple of deeper, longer inhalations. Remember, when you're in Dandasana, it's as if you're extending those heels towards the wall in front of you. There's an energy that lengthens the leg, and then the front of the thigh lifts towards the body side. There's always a two-way direction going on in the body, or many directions going on in the body. Okay, so this comes to the end of our sequencing. So come and sit in Sukhasana. And roll your shoulders back and down. And just sit for a few moments, quietly observing the length of the spine, the broadness across the collarbones, and the softness of the breath. So you can stay in this pose for as long as you wish to. We're going to be coming to the end of our sequencing now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you like the video, then click on the like button. Please do. It's a thumbs up. And if you'd like to watch more of our videos, then please do subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more videos we can do. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Namaste.
Namaste.